All right, let's
Cool.
move on to defense, huh? Let's finish this bad boy up.
All right.
I've
I
got
will, I
two.
guess, lead it off. I like the Patriots. I like the Steelers. I will be playing some potatoes. Again, I think the Giants just aren't very good. And if Washington can just get the same pressure with Chase Young back on Daniel Jones, like definitely see, a few sacks, possibly, a few picks there.
Yes. Sweat's
Um,
back, Sweat's back this week too.
So yeah, I love one. Maybe don't love, but I like Washington. The Dolphins against the Jets for obvious reasons. Feel like a pretty easy play. And then the one team that I'm just gonna go there and whatever is I'll go all the way down and play Cincy. Philip Rivers has more interceptions than touchdowns this year, and he is not good. So.
Yeah, if the Colts were smart, they would run the ball 55 times this game and just grind out the win.
Yeah, like they could score 3
Not
4
give it to
touchdowns,
Phillip.
but if Rivers throws a pick or two, it takes a few sacks. Like at 2,100, like 4 or 5 points, like 6 points.
See, Vinny, I really like that play because there's a really good chance Phillip Rivers gets benched during this
They
game.
committed to him earlier this week, but again, all of his.
But we've
stats
seen that happen plenty of times. Like, we're committing, he's starting, and then Sunday comes and he throws 2 picks in the first quarter.
Dude, this is a guy who cannot throw the ball over 30 yards.
Like, it's awful.
I do not understand for me why they did not go out and sign Jameis for half the price.
Or Cam.
Yeah, I mean, but Cam was asking for a little bit more money. He ended up getting nothing, basically, right? But they paid Philip Rivers all his money, and I mean, Jameis Winston is going to throw as many interceptions probably as Philip Rivers, but when you need him to throw the ball down the field, I mean, their best offensive player, they might as well just trade T.Y. Hilton to the Jets for, a first-round pick and say, hey, we want Jeff Smith back, and just put Jeff Smith out there. Because, like, T.Y.'s skill set of moving, pushing the ball down the field is completely gone with Philip Rivers. Like you said, Vinny, he literally can't throw it 30 yards down the field.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of rolling the Bengals out there. I mean, they got steamrolled versus Baltimore last week, but outside of Kansas City, Baltimore steamrolls everyone, and they just overwhelmed them. And that was honestly, like, the Bengals couldn't do anything offensively, and they just completely – I mean, would they have, like, 2 defensive touchdowns, I think, Baltimore 2. So, I'm not too concerned about this one. Like, again, if they put up 2-3 points, like, it's not ideal, but at 2,100, it definitely does not kill you,
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, the most you can get for negative points on DraftKings is -4, and that means they have to give up 35 plus points
with no sacks, no interceptions,
exactly.
Nothing.
The worst you can do, the very, very worst I think you can do for 2,100 is like 2 points probably.
Yeah.
Right. And even then, I mean, I think you're probably looking at a floor of Cincinnati of like probably 3 to 4 points. With, like you said, all it takes is one interception or Philip Rivers doing some weird like thing when he like tries to like get his body moving and like run. And
he sounds like he's like,
ball like hits his leg and shit like that, like flies off. I mean, it's almost time like I really thought Philip Rivers going there could like make an impact. But now I'm like, man, he should have just retired. But I mean, good on him for getting another I think they paid him 18, 19 million for this year. So
no, Rivers is making like 27 million.
Oh my God.
Paid. That's why they're not benching him for Brissett yet. That's literally it.
So I'm just not afraid of it. So I'll have mostly.
I'm with you, Ben.
And the red and red potatoes, whatever you want.
I like that. If I'm the red potatoes, I really like those Bengals, Jets for sure. If I'm paying down, but my 2 favorite teams are the Steelers and the Browns. I feel like that game is just going to be really sloppy, a lot of sacks, weird interceptions, just oddness happening everywhere. So if I can fit the Steelers in, I want the Steelers going.
Yeah.
But if I want to go cheaper, if I need to go cheaper, I want to go Browns. Browns are getting picks. Browns are getting pass rush. Browns are pretty nasty on defense, man. They put up over 10 points over 2 times this year already out of 5 games. So, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that call. I mean, I just look at who the Browns have played, and they played Baltimore. The Browns defense only put up 4 points against Cincinnati.
That was a weird game, don't you think?
But see,
remember that's when Burrow started just going nuts. He threw like 65 passes.
So, but to Vinny's point, if I'm going to go all the way down there, I'm just going to keep going all the way to the Bengals. I'm with Vinny on that one. I'm going to play some football team as well, or as the Potatoes. I think they should just change their name to that. I think that's a great name.
I think we call them the Washington Potatoes from now on.
That's fine with me. That's
I heard it somewhere on Twitter, and it just clicked. I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah, we'll just stamp that from now on. I think the highest I'm going this week is the Steelers at 3,600. I just don't think the Patriots are worth paying 4,100 for. And then the Ravens are 4,500. Look, that's so much to play for a defense, and a lot of people are going to play them.
And see, that's why I want to reverse that and play an Eagle stack against that Ravens team, right? I feel like a lot of people are going to pay up for that Ravens, and which means Philly's going to go low, and I feel like you're going to get the reverse on that.
I think my favorite play of the week is the Steelers. I think the Steelers are a defense that they created a lot of pressure. They're one of the league leaders in sacks. They haven't had a defensive touchdown yet, and Baker Mayfield is hurt. Mm-hmm. He's got some sort of separated shoulder or something. His ribs are also bruised. Baker's been playing a little bit too well so far this year. That blow up Baker 4 interception game is coming, and I think it's this week. So at 3,600, I think the Steelers have a ceiling of 20 to 25 points this week. So that's probably them.
Yeah, they're my favorite as well.
My highest owned team of the week. And now talking about it, I'm thinking maybe I should play a little bit of Connor to run it back with, but I don't know. But they're I think can certainly be the highest scoring defense of the week. And they're $900 cheaper than the Ravens, who I do not think will be in the top 5 scoring of fantasy this week on defense.
No. I think Philly turns it around this week.
Yeah, I think Philly's going to play them tough. They got a good quarterback. I think they're going to play a
good game. I mean, Philly played a good game against the Steelers last week. That proved enough for me because I think the Steelers defense is top 3 defense in the NFL. And Philly put up 29 against them and made that a game all the way to the end. So I think that's going to happen again this week.
They're also a team that, they're not just going to roll over. They have a high-level head coach. They have, an owner that's going to keep pushing them. They're not one of those teams that, maybe we'll just put it in the tank. We don't have our best.
No, they got strong veterans that have been to a Super Bowl, made playoff runs. They get it.
Their defense plays hard. Yeah,
their D line is solid, man. I believe in the Eagles this week, man. I think they're going to go below 2% in almost every category.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joey's got a point too. With Dak Prescott going down, that's going to give them a little bit of a buzz. That freaking weird tie that they have actually bodes really well for them in the division because, it's certainly better than a loss, right? And then, look, Andy Dalton is not doing – look, let's just be real. It's Andy Dalton, right? He's not taking the Cowboys anywhere. So I think they're going to be energized, and I think people are just going to load up on the Ravens defense this week, and I don't think it's going to pay off.
Yep.